Yo, it's late at night right now. I'm tired. I couldn't think of like anything to do. So we're making a Five Nights at Freddy's tier list.
Oh, no. No. No.
Yeah, y'all can check that off your list of videos you never thought you'd see Bud make. I don't know, man. When I'm tired, I just can't think straight. And all I can think of right now is putting the FNAF games in a tier list. I don't know why. That's just what's on my mind right now. Don't question my sleepy brain. Quick shout out before we start. The homie X-Worry in my Discord server gave me the idea to do this. Thank you, man. Oh, my voice. I'm sleepy. Thank you, man. We're doing it now. So, shout out to you. As y'all know, I have a love-hate relationship with the Five Nights at Freddy's series because, it's been a long 8 years, and, again, it's like I love a lot of the games, but I'm also burnt out, so it's like it is a love-hate relationship. It's complicated. That's my relationship status on Facebook with FNAF. It's complicated. Before we start, though, let me know in the comments below what is your favorite FNAF game, and what would you rank them? I'm sure y'all's ranking is going to be a lot different than mine, and I'm sure y'all are going to think I have some hot takes with this. So, yeah, just roast me in the comments if y'all like. If I have horrible takes on some of these FNAF games, they're just my opinion. I'm not saying that y'all have to share that opinion. It's just mine. So I guess we're gonna dive in. And if y'all would like to see me do other tier lists on other things like fast food or movies or other games, I would love to do that. We might have a new series going here, so let's do it. So I went on Tier Maker and I created a thing here. So at top tier, we've got Timeless, and then after that we have Great and Would Replay, Enjoyable, It's aight, Mid, Awful, and Never Played. So we're going to go through all the FNAF games on here. For some reason, Pop Goes Arcade is down here. That's a fan game, but let's just go through all these and, time for some hot takes. Let's do it. First up is the original, the classic, that of course is going in Timeless. I mean, like, why, like, where else would it go? Because the original FNAF, it's very simple when you look back on it. I mean, the fact that the game is over 8 years old is crazy, but, like, it's just something about it. It's like the originality of it at the time. You sit there with the security cameras and you're stuck in that one place, and the only way to escape the enemies is to close the doors. And the original, besides a couple other ones, is probably one of the scariest. I think a lot of the other FNAF games don't have the same kind of horror as the first one does. And so the first one's a timeless classic. I think in 10 years it's still going to be timeless. That's what it means by timeless. But I mean, obviously, top tier FNAF is one of those classics that we'll probably still be talking about in 50 years. Next up, we have FNAF 2. I'm going to put this in Great and Would Replay. Now, I don't think 2 is as timeless as the first one. 2 is a great game. I'm not going to deny that. But there's something about it that just, it doesn't feel as, I can't think of the right phrase for it. It doesn't feel, it has the same kind of mechanics and stuff as the first one, but it never struck me as scary. Because, like, it doesn't have the same kind of horror as Markiplier wants you to believe in that first video he did back in 2014, calling it scariest game ever made. That's a hot take right there. I mean, I love Markiplier, but I don't think that's a good opinion. But, hey, I mean, if you think it's the scariest game ever made, I'm not saying that you have to agree with me, but I think it's a great game, and it plays well, and it's more of like a thriller. Like, because you're constantly throwing the mask on and pulling up the camera, going to the music box. It's like an action game more than a horror game. I mean, the only thing that really is a chair jumper is when Foxy jumps at you from out of the hallway if you don't flash him every 0.5 seconds. And then knowing all max mode in that game, I mean, like, Foxy kills you, like, super quickly. But I think I love FNAF 2. I think it's a great game, but it doesn't have the same kind of horror as the first one. And these games are supposed to be, like, scary horror, and it's just not scary to me. I think it's a great game. It's fun to play. Great, and would replay it, but it's not timeless like the first one. Oh boy, FNAF 3. FNAF 3 and I have not had a great relationship. I didn't really enjoy it when I first played it, and I've grown up to it a little bit. I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's probably not going to go in these bottom tiers. I'm going to put this in, it's aight. That's where I'm going to put it at. If this was like 6 years ago, I would have put it in like mid or awful, because I've just never liked FNAF 3. And when I played it the last time, and again, for those wondering, I still have to finish that Bud's Return to Freddy series. I went and did a Return to FNAF 1 nearly a year ago already, and I'd said I was going to be like replaying all the FNAF games and then doing a every FNAF game ranked video. So see this as like a prelude to that. But for now, from what I remember of FNAF 3, it's okay. I think out of the original trilogy of the first three, this is probably the weakest. The story of it's great. I think it's a great ending to the lore, because it ends off with you freeing the souls of the children. When you get the good ending, I mean, you see the children's souls and the lights go out of the masks, so it's obvious that you have put those children to rest, finally. But obviously, the games after that, like FNAF 4 and Sister Location and on, make it's way more complicated story-wise. Like, FNAF 4 is where things start getting really, really confusing. But I just never... the gameplay of FNAF 3 never clicked with me. I mean, and once I even learned it, once I started playing the game properly, back when I played it in 2017, I just never really had fun with it. I mean, you constantly, all you do is go around and lure a Springtrap around the building without getting jump scared by hallucinations, and the cameras and the ventilation and all that are going out on you. It's just not as fun to me as the first two. Again, it's alright. It's not awful or mid. I think it's a decent game, but out of the original three, it's just okay to me. FNAF 4, I'm putting this at timeless. I know that FNAF 4 is not everyone's favorite, but I don't know, man. I love it. FNAF 4 is my favorite besides the original. I think it's out of the first four games, like that and FNAF 1 are freaking terrifying. Especially FNAF 4 because of how hands-on it is, and instead of cameras, you're running around and you're playing as a child, which gives you like that different kind of perspective. Like games like Among the Sleep are really cool because you're in the perspective of a little child, so everything seems much bigger and scarier when you're a kid, and that's why Among the Sleep nails horror so well. But I think it's the same thing here, because you're in a nightmare and you're stuck in this bedroom that has two entrances. Obviously, bedrooms aren't structured like that, so you obviously have that nightmare vibe already. But I think it capitalizes just what happens in a child's mind when they're traumatized by something. And so you look at these friendly-looking, FNAF characters, and you see them as horrific demons when you're traumatized. I think it really does fit, and I think it's probably the best one up next to the original, out of the original four, and FNAF 4, original 4, anyway. Some people probably don't agree. I know a lot of people that hate FNAF 4, and I've never really understood it, but I think it's timeless, man. I think this is one of the games that I'll still be remembering 50 years from now. It's just the way it's structured, the horror, you got to listen really carefully, you got to have that volume up, and if you mess up and you hit the wrong thing and they're screaming in your face, it's loud, chair jumper for sure. I just love it, man. FNAF 4 has remained one of my favorites ever since I played it, and it's going to remain that way. Next up is FNAF World. Now, I haven't finished this one. I played a bit of it. I played bits and pieces of it, and I would say I'm going to put that in great and would replay, because it's the black sheep of the FNAF series, because it's an RPG. But I think it's a really well done RPG, and considering I don't remember if Scott had ever made like an RPG before this one, but he definitely nailed it, and I'm an RPG softie. I love the RPGs, and the way that it's set up, you can go around and collect all the FNAF characters, and they're all cute and stuff. It's a great adventure game, and you fight Scott Cawthon as like the true final boss at the end. It's so really meta. It's cool. I love the way that it's set up and presented, the cartoonish cuteness of everything. And I think it's under great and would replay. I wouldn't say it's timeless, but it's definitely a great game, and I would definitely replay it. I do need to replay it, and I'm going to be replaying it as part of my Return to Freddy's series, but we're putting it there. I think it's very well made, and I'm pretty excited to come back and revisit it soon. All right, now we have Sister Location. I'm putting this under enjoyable. Now, I actually don't hate Sister Location. I know a lot of people hate this game. A lot of people hate this game, and like I don't know why I didn't hate it like other people did. I think that it's kind of divisive. I think there are a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that don't love it, and particularly Night 4 in this game is like, oh, I would understand people who hate this game specifically for Night 4. And that's the one where you're stuck in the spring lock costume and you're having to twist the things. That was awful. I don't even know how I did that back when I played this. But there's something, I like how different it is. I think that's why I enjoy it more than other people do. I think I can respect that Scott wanted to try something different, and maybe it didn't stick the landing for everybody, but I think it's definitely a shot at something unique and different. It's not just the same thing again, and I always respect when people try to do that, because again, like I said, not everything will stick the landing, and I think there could have been things that worked better in my mind, but the way it is, I think it's a breath of fresh air in terms of something different for the series. You're not sitting in an office for 5 nights doing the same thing over and over. And, you know, yeah, I can understand if you don't like it, but I didn't have a problem with it. It's pretty enjoyable. I don't know if I'd go back and replay it specifically because of Night 4, but it's enjoyable. I liked it. All right, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. I'm putting this under it's aight because I never liked this one very much. Originally, it's kind of similar with FNAF 3. It grew on me a little bit. I never beat it. I actually got close to the end, but I didn't actually get the ending. But I know enough about it to talk about it. And I think it's got some good replay value. Not for me, but I mean, you can go and make your own pizzeria. But I don't. It didn't click with me. I didn't like the mechanics. It felt very luck based to me. You had to look back and forth at the vents and work on your tasks, and you had to use it was just confusing. I never enjoyed really playing through it. But the making your own pizzeria is what saves it. I think if it was just the sitting in the office and working on your computer and looking back and forth, it would be probably mid or awful. But the making your own pizzeria thing definitely adds a unique twist to it, and I think that saves it from being mid for me. And maybe I'll enjoy it more if I go back and play it again soon. But for now, it's staying under it's alright, because it's just aight. Now we have Ultimate Custom Night. Do I put it on mid or not? I don't know. I mean, it's aight. Again, it's Ultimate Custom Night definitely has a lot of, I mean, I would put it under great and would replay if I liked the game a lot. I think it's definitely fun if you like sitting there doing the same thing over and over, because that's really what it is. You go in there and you put what characters you want, and that's the whole point. But for sitting there playing for a while, doing multiple streams on it or whatever, I didn't really enjoy it all that much, mostly because I've got ADHD and I don't focus very well on multiple things. I'm not a good multitasker. So especially when you put multiple characters on a certain number, you have to keep track of a million things at once. I'm terrible at that. And I'm biased in that regard. Having ADHD, I'm not good at multitasking. And that's what you have to do in a lot of FNAF games, especially FNAF fan games. There's a lot of multitasking with some of the fan games out there. But, I mean, it's okay. I think for what it is, I think it's definitely a decent game. And you can get a lot out of it. You can get a lot of different combinations of characters in there. But as a game, you're just sitting there in an office fending yourself off against whatever characters you'd like. And I think that makes it just okay. Definitely not timeless or anything, but it's definitely a decent entry, and I think the story behind it is cool. I think it's pretty self-explanatory that you're playing as William Afton and you are in hell because of all the dirty deeds that you committed, murdering children. You're in hell, purgatory, whatever, and you have to experience endless custom nights with the FNAF characters attacking you for eternity. So I think that is a pretty fitting punishment for somebody like William Afton, not gonna lie. All right, next up is FNAF VR Help Wanted. I am putting that in enjoyable. From what I played, it's pretty good. I think I mean, you really do feel like, excuse me, you really do feel like you're in the office. And back when I played it, like it actually, again, it doesn't top 4 or the original or FNAF World or anything for me, but I think for what it is, it's definitely an enjoyable game, definitely a good VR experience. And I played most of what was there. I was gonna do more than one part, but honestly, again, my ADHD kicks in and I get distracted, and that's why I do so much variety, because like I'm just all over the place with games. But it's a good VR game. You're really in it, especially when you're doing those mini games where you have to fix the animatronics, and it's like, man, that one with Chico with like the cockroaches all over the place. Ugh. But yeah, I think it's enjoyable, and I'll be going back to it again later on for my Buzz Return to Freddy's thing. But as it is, it's an enjoyable game, and it's going to stay that way probably. But FAR, yep, you're going to go right there. This, I would say, is the worst in the series, by far. I mean, I remember when I first got the game, and I was going to play it, I was honestly kind of excited, because I was like, it's the prospect of it being like a Pokemon Go type of thing. You could like have FNAF on your phone, and like your room would turn into, a FNAF thing, and you look around with your phone trying to find whatever animatronic was in there. But it got boring after like 5 minutes, and I never wanted to play it again. It's not good, and it also chews through your phone battery like nobody's business. I mean, to be fair, I probably didn't have the greatest phone back when I was playing this originally, but I mean, it took off like 30% of my battery in like 15 to 20 minutes. And obviously, iPhones are supposed to last a little longer than that, but it's just not a good game. It's not a good mobile game. And this did not stick the landing, and if I ever am gonna do every FNAF fan game or every FNAF game ranked video, this is definitely gonna go at the bottom for sure. Next up is Freddy in Space. I have never played this one. I remember seeing some gameplay of it, but I didn't see enough and didn't play it to really have an opinion, so that's going down there. Same with this one, Security Breach Freddy's Rage. I have never played that one either. Again, I don't think I even saw any gameplay of that one, but never played. Security Breach. Oh boy, the very divisive game. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to put it at mid from what I played. It's just, I remember playing through it. I didn't play all the way through it. I did a couple streams on it. Maybe it was one stream. And I will be coming back to it at some point. But this is based on what I played. And I know y'all are probably going to tear me up in the comments for this. And I know it's a very divisive game. And what I can imagine y'all are going to say is I should give it another shot. And I will. I'm going to give it another shot. And my opinion may change. But from what I have played, like I played the first hour and a half or so of it, and it just didn't click with me, man. Like, I didn't like I mean, again, the first person just doesn't feel the same, and it felt a lot like Joy of Creation, with the fact that you had to run around constantly hiding every 10 seconds. It felt kind of like Outlast in that regard. That generator section is where I ended off my stream, I think. That generator section pissed me off, man. Like with the Moondrop guy. For right now, it's gonna be in mid. If I play it again and I enjoy it, I might move it up on the list, but Yeah, it's gonna stay at mid right now. I don't have any other opinion besides that. And last up here is Pop Goes Arcade, which I don't know why this is on the FNAF tier list. This is a fan game, but I'm gonna put it on Never Played because obviously I have never played it. But from what I've seen of it, it's pretty good. If y'all want me to play it, let me know in the comments. I will play it. If y'all would like me to. But that's going to be it for this FNAF tier list. We've got FNAF 1 and 4, Timeless, FNAF 2 and FNAF World that great and would replay. Got Sister Location and Help Wanted and Enjoyable. Got FNAF 3, Pizzeria Simulator, and Ultimate Custom Night at It's I. Mid, Security Breach, Awful, FNAF AR, and then I got these 3 down here that I never played. This is probably going to get some comments, to say the least. Hope you guys enjoyed this tier list video. It's something different, and if y'all have different opinions, definitely let me know in the comments below what your ranking of the FNAF games are. And I will be returning to Freddy's again. I'll be doing my Return to Freddy stuff. Since I already did a Return to Freddy stream last year, I'll probably just start with FNAF 2 and go onward. And then as soon as we get to the end of the series, I will do an official every FNAF game ranked video in the style of, say, the every Five Nights at Mac Tonight ranked video I did a few years ago. And I'm working on a couple other list videos too, working on ideas for that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, leave it and subscribe to the Join Spotlight Clan. Let me know in the comments as well some other tier list video ideas that y'all have for me, because this opens up a wide variety of content. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys suggest and all the ideas that can come from this. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks a lot, my friends. Peace out. Bye-bye.